Once, when I was working in an LTC facility, I was walking down the hall, speaking to a certified nursing assistant, when all of a sudden, we heard the loud sound of water running in the bathroom. All the patients were in bed already, so I turned to her and looked like, "What is that?" We walked to the bathroom, which you could only enter by key, unlocked the door, and went in. The lights were out, so we turned them on. The tub water was running full blast into the tub. No one was in there. I walked over and turned the faucet all the way until the water stopped running. I said, "Why is this water running? Everyone's in bed." The certified nursing assistant said, "Strange stuff happens in that bathroom, and on the floor, all the time, including lights turning on and off and stuff moving around or turning on in that particular bathroom." What's weird was I heard the water turn on as I was standing near that bathroom, and knowing no one walked in, and the handle had to be turned all the way to the right to turn it off. I was working in an intensive care unit and had a patient who would only repeat what was said to her and was with her all night. One time I went into the room and she started telling me all the ways she died. I died because of a narcotic overdose. I died because I took too much insulin. I died on a sunny Sunday afternoon, etc. Then later, she looked up at the ceiling and said, "They're all still there." I ran out of that room as fast as I could. I had a patient admitted into a room at about 1:30. He was alert and oriented. He was rolled in on an emergency room, gurney, and started freaking out about him. Can't we see him? That he's not going to stay in that room, and he needs to be as far from that room as possible. We switch his room assignment and get him settled. Later in the morning, I asked who he is. He says that we need to have the room exorcised. He is apparently a very angry, dead, mid-40s male. He didn't like another man in his room. That room was always really cold, summer or winter. The lights used to come on for no reason. I worked in long-term care facilities as a night shift side. About 14 years ago, I worked a hall I had never been on before. It was like midnight, and I saw an elderly guy walk out of a room down the hallway and leave the facility. I went to that room, and the resident was awake. Asked her who she was talking to, and she told me her husband always came to visit her late at night. I went to ask the other side on the floor about it, and they told me the resident was 102 years old and her husband had been dead for like 20, 30 years. Swear on my life that it was an actual person leaving that hall. I could even describe his outfit and hat. Needless to say, I didn't work that hall much anymore. I got called in one night for a bad case in the operating room, and we were in the middle of it, and I saw a guy in surgeon garb walk past the operating room door and continue on towards a dead end. Yelled out, "Hello," and still no one. I had heard that there was a ghost of a surgeon in the operating room. Subscribe for more horror stories.